So the Formless One will be their downfall. Our Call of Duty Black Ops 3 Zombie storyline is coming to an end in a few months. But for now, as we've just finished with DLC 2 and we move on to DLC 3 and then finally DLC 4, we are gathering even more information not only about our zombie storyline but also about our characters. More specifically for this video, Maxis, one of our most secretive characters in our zombie storyline. In fact, we've never physically seen Maxis. He's been with us throughout this whole 8-year process of our zombie storyline, yet we've never physically seen him. We've seen pictures of him, we've heard about him, we've heard him talk not only through the radios but also through the rift. But yet Maxis is still one of the most mysterious characters in our zombie storyline. Now in Zetsubou knows Shima, and we also heard a little bit about this in the Giant, but we know there's a big secret that Maxis is keeping from us. There is something that Maxis is trying to protect us from, or isn't telling us for some reason. Take a close listen to a few of these radios in Zetsubou no Shima, and then we'll be back after. Enjoy.
You swore a promise to me, Edward. It may have been a long time ago, but I am sure you will not have forgotten. You swore to follow my instructions, to comply with my every order. You swore to enact whatever plan I conveyed to you, all in the hope that we could overcome the chaos that we ourselves had created. You have kept your word. However much it pains my heart, I owe it to you to confess. I'm sorry, Edward. I have withheld certain truths from you. He explained everything to me. He will explain everything to you. Though his very presence defied logic, defied reason, he told me that he would help. I could not refuse.
Now we know that Maxis and Richtofen have come up with a plan together to save the universe and get rid of this dark presence that is haunting the universes. This major catastrophic event of this whole zombie outbreak, Maxis destroying the Earth on Moon, Richtofen becoming the controller of the zombies, and this whole downward spiral of mankind taking place. Since everything went wrong before, Richtofen and Maxis have now come up with a new plan to make sure that none of this ever happened and to get the world back to how it used to be, where a zombie outbreak never started. And to do this, Maxis and Richtofen, like I said, have come up with a plan. Now Maxis is the leader of this plan. He is the one telling Richtofen what to do. He is the one that knows what needs to be done in order to save the universe. So although they have both come up with this plan, and as you could see from Richtofen's note, Richtofen does know what he needs to do. Maxis is the one guiding him, and we can see through the radios, especially in the Giant, Maxis is telling Richtofen exactly what needs to be done, and Richtofen is following Maxis' instructions. And so far, as Maxis says, Richtofen has done very good. He's done exactly what Maxis needed him to do in both the Giant, the Eisendrache, and now Zetsubou no Shima. Richtofen, as instructed, has killed his original self. He's also killed Dempsey's 01 version and Takio, and finally in DLC 3 we need to kill Nikolai's 01 version, because that's just one part of this whole big process to save the universe. And a promise was made a long time ago by Edward to Maxis that he will make sure all of this is fixed for him. As we know, back in Derice, or even before that, Maxis took Richtofen into his own arms. After Richtofen, I believe he lost his mother, or it may have been his father, I can't quite remember, but Maxis took Richtofen in as kind of like his own son to be his fatherly figure, and Maxis helped Richtofen out a lot. And I guess since in Derice, which was the start of when Richtofen started to go crazy and went behind Maxis' back, teleported him and Samantha away, and then eventually became the controller of the zombies. Now Richtofen is trying to set all of this right and make sure none of that happened, and is trying to repay Maxis back for what he has done for him. And so far the plan to fix all of this is going very well. Maxis says in the new radios for Zetsubou no Shima, Richtofen, you swore a promise to me. It may have been a long time ago, but I'm sure you will not have forgotten. You swore to follow my instructions, to comply with my every order. You swore to enact whatever plan I conveyed to you, all in hopes that we could fix and overcome the chaos that we ourselves have created. You have kept your word. However, it pains my heart. I owe it to you to tell you and confess. I am sorry, Edward. I have withheld certain truths from you. So it's clear from this, Maxis has not been telling Richtofen everything. Although they are working on this plan together to fix the universe, Maxis is still keeping a big secret from Richtofen. He's not telling Richtofen everything. And by the sounds of that, whatever Maxis isn't telling us is going to affect Edward. And I have my own theory on what I think this could be, but anyway, if we take a look at some other evidence first, so from this we know that Edward is going to be affected by whatever secret Maxis is holding from him. Now later on in the radios we find out that Maxis has had his daughter Samantha returned to him. After she went missing, after Maxis lost her, she has is finally being returned to Maxis. She was returned to the house by a man in shadow. This dark figure came knocking at the door and returned Samantha, and Maxis says he explained everything to me. He will explain everything to you. Though his very presence defied logic, defied reason, he told me he would help, and I could not refuse. Whoever this character is, we don't know if it's human. Is it even something to do with the apothecants? But whatever this is, whatever took Samantha, has returned her back to Maxis and has explained everything to me. It sounds like this big secret that Maxis is keeping from us has something to do with this person, or as he refers to, he. Whoever he is, I believe has something to do with Maxis' big secret. And as Maxis says, he will also explain everything to you, Richtofen. And whenever we meet he, maybe in DLC 4, he will explain why he took Samantha and why all this in the Origins storyline, what we see in the Origins cutscene, is taking place. Or at least that's what I think. Okay, so we knew Maxis is keeping a secret from us, but what exactly is this? What is it that's so important? It's something that is so conscious on Maxis' mind that he comes out to us, he says that he is keeping a secret from us, but he won't tell us what it is. Now, if we go over to the chalkboard cipher in Zetsubou no Shima, if you want to check this out for yourself and how to do it, I will link it down in the description. But this is what it says, and I don't know if it's Maxis or someone else who is writing this to Edward Richtofen. Edward, as you know, it is imperative that you and the group find the exact versions of yourselves that I have highlighted in each universe. Only by killing that version of yourself in that particular universe at that particular moment in time will we be successful. Once each of your other selves are killed across all universes. Remember, we are only immune because we open the portal in France, but I am afraid this might not be permanent. I fear there is something that M isn't telling me, and that there is not much time left for us. Now, it would seem like this letter, this cipher, was written to Edward from Dr. Maxis. It says that, Edward, I have told you to kill yourselves in a particular universe at a particular moment in time, because only then will you be successful. And we know that Maxis and Richtofen are working on the same plan together. They have come up with this plan. Maxis is instructing Richtofen, so it would sound like this cipher was written by Maxis. It also says we are only immune because we open the portal in France, and if you remember, in Origins, along with the Maxis drone, we opened the portal to Argotha. But at the end it says, I fear there is something that M isn't telling me, and that there might not be much time left for us. And that for me brings suspicions and makes me wonder, is this actually Maxis who wrote this? It says, I fear there is something M isn't telling us. Now, M is obviously an initial for Maxis, and it says, I fear there is something M isn't telling me. And we know that Maxis is holding a big secret from us, but then again, we don't exactly know who M is. We don't know if it's Maxis. If this is Maxis writing this cipher, then M can't be Maxis. But then again, we know Maxis is working on this plan together with Richtofen. We don't think there is anyone else involved in this plan. So who else could be writing this cipher? If it is Maxis writing this cipher, which it would only make sense, then M can't be Maxis. So the big question is, who is M? And I've done many videos on that before, and honestly right now we really don't know. We also have a letter in Shadows of Evil that was supposed to be delivered to M, which makes me think that M isn't Maxis, M is someone else. Could M be who Maxis is referring to as he? Let me know what you think in the comments section below. If you haven't already dropped a like rating on this video, if you could do me that just one favour, it takes 2 seconds literally, and drop me a like rating on the video. Thank you so much for the support on my other videos, by the way. If we could smash the like ratings past my other video, if we could reach this goal, that would honestly make me so happy. But anyway, if we go over to some ciphers in the Giants, the formless one will be their downfall. The formless one, straight away, what comes to my mind is the Maxis drone in Origins. Maxis, to me, is the formless one. We've only ever heard him talk, we've only ever heard about him from stories from Richtofen, but we've never physically seen Maxis. Yes, we've seen pictures of him, we've seen videos of his dead body being decapitated, but we've never physically in-game seen Maxis. Therefore, he is the formless one. And this cipher is telling us that the formless one, that Maxis, will be their downfall. In the end, in DLC 4, Maxis will be the downfall of our original characters, of Primus. Another cipher told us, although they have discovered the way, Primus will fail, which links to the one I have just told you. Our original 4 characters, although they know the way, although they know what they have to do, they are still going to fail, and this could be down to Maxis. Maxis will be their downfall in DLC 4, or at the end of all of this. In the Canal cipher, it tells us the Elders will continue to see through space and time and must lead them to the place they cannot see. I think this one is telling us about DLC 4. Maxis is leading us through space and time. We are completing these objectives for Maxis in different universes and killing our original characters. And in DLC 4, Maxis is going to lead us to a place that we cannot see. Hence why on Richtofen's notes, we don't have any coordinates for DLC 4. Richtofen doesn't even know what is coming in the end. Richtofen is unsure. Maxis has not told Richtofen why exactly we need to be collecting these souls, but we know in the end Richtofen is going to give this vessel, this summoning key, to Maxis so he can do whatever we need to do. And this cipher is telling us that Maxis is leading us to a place that we cannot see. Hence why Richtofen doesn't have the coordinates on his plan, because this place, for one, he doesn't know exactly where it is, and two, maybe it doesn't even have coordinates. Maybe it's in another universe or between universes, in a void somewhere between space and time. And then finally, M is interested in these worthless beings. All his work will be undone. All the ciphers we have linking towards this character M, again, we don't exactly know who M is. So it seems like this big secret that Maxis is keeping from us, the secret that he reveals that he is not telling us in Zetsubou no Shima, may play a big part and have a big effect on us. And I think it may involve our characters at the end dying. And maybe Richtofen's already figured this out. Maybe he is suspicious of Maxis. Maybe that is why he got the insurance plan in Zetsubou no Shima. Maybe he has an idea that he may be dying at the end of all this, and so they have this insurance plan in case they don't like where they end up. This big secret that Maxis isn't telling us could be that we are going to have to die at the end of all of this. And obviously Maxis won't want to tell Richtofen that just yet, because if these characters find out they are going to die, then it's possible they won't go along with this plan and all of this won't be fixed. Maybe this big secret that Maxis is keeping from us is to do with something else. Although you have to admit it is all very suspicious. Richtofen is collecting this vessel, the summoning key for Maxis, collecting these souls for Maxis. He's giving this summoning key to Maxis when we finally meet him, or somehow given it to him in most probably DLC 4. What he needs these souls for, we don't know. There are many things Maxis isn't telling us, but he blatantly says in this radio that he has withheld certain truths from us. And hopefully we'll get to see more about what they are, or maybe he will reveal them in DLC 3 or 4. But there we go, guys. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who you think M is in the comments section below, and what do you think this big secret from Maxis could be. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't already dropped a like rating, then please, if you could please do that. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button for more videos from me, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you and goodbye.